All right, anybody else from any other institution? Kushbu, Uttej, Vandana. Thank you for joining. We'll shortly start the session.
Ratna, we'll start at 6:05, okay?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Sir, can we start?
Yes.
All right. So, good evening, all. Thank you for joining the webinar on certificate program on project management office. So we could see many people joining from various institutions, and people are from our alumni team, and many of our well-wishers have joined. So we welcome you for this exclusive seminar or webinar on the project management office, which is a certificate program, a long-term program. So we will discuss about this at length in due course. So my name is Ratna. I'll be the host for this program, and I have my team, Mr. Srinivasan, who is the director of Proventures, and we have Mr. Prashant, who is the associate director, and our senior consultants, Mr. Samuel, and Mr. Stephen are there with us. So the agenda goes like this. So can we see the agenda? Yeah. So this is the agenda. This is how it is going to be. The webinar is going to be for 120 minutes from 6 to 8. So we will start about a short discussion and about a brief of Proventures, what we are all about, and going forward, what project management is all about. So I could see many people who are freshers joining here. So we will explain you what project management and going forward, what are the tools like MS Project Online. So you will have a short demo. So you will get to know how these tools exactly works, and Primavera and Power BI. So these are the demos. You will get to know how all these are. Then finally, we will get into a short discussion about the program. So what this course is, what this course looks like, and how we have structured this program, and what are the internship opportunities here, and the placements part. So everything will be discussed in detail. So finally, we will have an exclusive Q&A session for 30 minutes. So if you have any questions in due course while the presentation is on, you can put it in chat, or you can use the you can raise your hand. You can use the emoticons in the participants window. So your questions will be answered. Either you can put in chat, or you can directly speak to the presenter and it will be addressed, or you can keep a note and finally it can be discussed in the Q&A session as well. So this is going to be the agenda for next 120 minutes. So we welcome you all once again for this webinar, and I hand over the session to Mr. Srinivasan, Director Proventures. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ratna. So can you switch on the video recording part so that offline anyone would like to do, and they can look at it. And
it's in record, sir.
Yeah. So anyone who we will keep all of you on mute when the demo is going on, so that it can be focused. But we have allocated 25% of the time for Q&A. In between, if anyone would like to ask any question, please raise your hands. Our host Ratna will ask that question to me, and then to me or whoever is delivering the demo part, and then they'll give the answer. Okay, so we'll follow these few meeting ethics. Please raise your hands, and then we will answer your question. And during Q&A, let it be completely interactive. Feel free to ask questions, then only it will be useful for you as well as for others. Okay, so let's make it. And then for all the students and other professionals who attend this 2 hours program, a participation certificate will be given to you. And you can submit a feedback form that will be shown to you at the end, and then submit it, and then we can go forward. So thank you so much. Let me quickly show my face as well as for a brief while. So yeah, so this is me. My name is P. Srinivasan, heading this company as director. And let me just give a short overview about who we are. Proventures Education and Consulting is one among very few companies in India who can call as a 360-degree project management service provider and partner to our clients. So when we say 360 degrees, it means like we build people competency through our trainings and other short and long-term competency development programs. We provide process consulting in terms of project management, program management, portfolio management standards and best practices. And then we implement systems and software solutions on project and portfolio management. And then we also develop customizations to specific customer requirements and few specific products on this PPM space. So this is how, okay, we build people, we build processes and systems. So we do automation, and then we support and handhold our clients on a long-term basis. So the company was established in the year 2006, and I'll show you in the next slide our little journey over the past 14 years. So if you just look at it, you can see what's the space in which we are operating. So that was incorporated in the year 2006 as a proprietary company, and later around 2012-13, it has been incorporated as a private limited company. And green bubbles are our various competencies in project and portfolio management space. Some of them you may be able to understand, some of them you may not be. I'll just give you a quick walkthrough. The PMP stands for Certified project management professional. And then CCPM is one of the advanced scheduling technique, critical chain project management. Then PGMP stands for program management. PMI RMP stands for risk management. Then SP stands for scheduling. PFMP stands for portfolio management. And then ACP stands for ACP stands for ACP stands for Agile Certified Practitioner. And then Risky Project is again an advanced software on risk management. And PBA stands for Business Analyst. And then EPM and POL stands for Enterprise Level Project Management. And which when it is hosted through cloud, it is called Project Online. And then the last one, PMD Pro, stands for Project Management exclusively for NGOs, foundations, and government initiatives. Okay, so these are all the various competencies. The purple ones are in terms of some of our strategic clients that goes from Rashtriya Ispat Nigam Limited, the Vizag Steel Plant, then some of our overseas clients and other national, international clients. So some of them are our alliances. You can see Microsoft Alliance and then alliance with PMI, Project Management Institute, USA, and then Oracle University, National Institute for Smart Governance, and then TPG, Germany, and ProChain, US, NICMAR, Pune, and then PM for NGOs based at US again. So these are our journey over the past 14 years. I'll continue further. These are some of the global partnerships. What you see at the top is authorized training partner for PMI USA. As part of that is this program. Okay, what we are launching is Anchored. And then from technology space, we work with Microsoft on PPM space, portfolio and project management space. And then TPG Germany on integration with ERP and other products. And then Intower on risk management, ProChain on critical chain scheduling, and PM for NGOs on NGO project management model and methodologies. These are some of the industries. As I go forward, you will realize that project management is very neutral to any specific domain. Every industry segment do projects, and the methodology tools that we are talking about is common. All of them can use it. So we work with IT, telecom, we work with construction, EPC, manufacturing, government, defense, NGOs, pharmaceutical and healthcare, banking, financial services, aerospace, defense, automotive, oil and gas, energy. So there is no segment where project is not essential. Everywhere it is essential. So they call it as project economy. Okay, it helps to build the national economy in every sector. Okay, so that is the one, which is a very, very sunrise discipline in the areas of management and leadership. So this is a snapshot of some of the national and international clients that we work with. You can see in every sphere of area, information technology, companies like Microsoft, Oracle, ADP, Deloitte, Dell, Uber, okay. And then when it comes to pharmaceutical, most of the top-notch pharma companies we work with, Novartis, Reddy's Lab, when it comes to India, Sun Pharmaceutical, Mylan, etc. And then oil and gas, ONGC, PDO is like Indian Oil in India. This is in the country of Oman. And then Oman LNG, SR, Oil India, and then manufacturing, Asian Paints, PG, MTAR, engineering segment, Kirby Industries, engineering segment, Air Liquide, engineering segment, Vijay Electricals, construction, NCL Group, Tata Constructions, etc. Again, manufacturing, Caterpillar. So these are some of the companies. Let us see a few more. You can see here some of the construction and infrastructure companies. Greenco, they are into energy. And then Hindalco, again, manufacturing segment. And you can see telecom, and then public sector and government in terms of NISG, some of the defense enterprises, BHEL, Vizag Steel Plant, etc., etc. So these are some of the key clients that we worked with. Now, with this little background about Proventures, let's spend the next 10-15 minutes. Okay, let me try to give you a bird's eye view of what is project management. Because most of the time in engineering colleges or B schools, project management is taught as a subject. But if you ask me to assess the curriculum, I would say we cover only about 10 to 15% of what project management is. And that too, it's about 20, 30 years old curriculum. Okay, so these, the management standard is being updated every 4 years. Okay, so we keep track of those developments. I just give you just about 5 principles of project management, especially for students. Please pay an attention. All that we do in our life, okay, whether it's academic or professional into a company or social or governmental, national, international, every activity, okay, can be classified into 2 types of endeavors. Okay, one we can call it as a project endeavor, and the other set of activities, operational endeavor. Okay, so that's very, very important. Now, the project definition goes like this. A project is a temporary endeavor to create a unique product or service or result. A very simple one-liner definition. Project is a temporary endeavor to create unique product or service or result. That means, okay, now look about it. Okay, first time when you, okay, aspire to become an engineer or management graduate. Okay, so you work focusedly, say about 3 months or 6 months or 1 year. Okay, so it can be treated as a project. Then when you take up an employment, or if you want to go for higher studies, okay, you involve in a focused learning through GRE, GMAT or other things, and then looking for the colleges, applying for fellowship or etc. Okay, it's a project. It is a temporary endeavor. You have to do it timely, and it is something very unique. In the same way, when you get into a company, so you will start participating in projects, okay, which are temporary and unique. Okay. So you'll see that every project drives a change somewhere. Okay, that change will be very crucial in terms of career, behavioral, life changes in everyone's life. Okay, even when you choose a life partner and get into a wedlock, it is a project that drives a tremendous change, okay, in your life. Okay, so that's the important. Every project creates something called a business value enabler within an enterprise or a nation. Okay, for example, if you build a dam or a highway, okay, it creates okay, a vehicle to drive the economy of a nation. It is a project. Okay, you build a airport infrastructure, a metro rail. You can see projects are part of a nation, part of our life, part of a company, okay, an integral part to drive as an engine of any enterprise or an individual. So once you create a unique product, then you will put that into use or operation. And you will see operation is a ongoing endeavor that involves repetitive and consistent deliverables. Okay, you develop a car, it is a project, and then you build a manufacturing unit, it is a project, and then you run that manufacturing unit to roll out, let's say 100,000 vehicles a month. That is operation. Okay, so we all learned a lot about operations in our engineering and B schools, but we learned very little about project and project management. So that because all along it has been thought about as if you are good in operation, you can manage project. That is a myth. Okay, you will see many projects fail. Okay, at the private level as well as at the national level because of not having enough competency among the employees or the key stakeholders to do project. Okay. So with this, I will go into what is project management. With just about 5 slides, what I am going to talk about is very high level. I would say something like 5,000 feet above. Okay, what you will be learning when you undertake this program. Okay, so when I just keep your project definition in the back of your mind, project is a temporary endeavor to create something unique, okay, that enables business, okay, that drives change, that builds economy. So with that context, every project should be well governed. So you will see the project cuts through strategic level and okay, the mid management level and at the floor level or field level, tactical and delivery as well as strategic. It cuts into all the levels. Okay, later I will show you how as a fresher when you begin your career, how this foundation helps you to grow in your career from, let's say, a field level to tactical level to delivery manager level and to strategic level. Okay, so projects need to be well governed. And then the second step, every project goes through a disciplined life cycle management. Okay, because every project is unique, you can visualize any big unique endeavors.
కొన్ని important points.
Okay, yeah, please keep in mute. Every project need to be meticulously designed. You need to evaluate feasibility and then design the project and the product. And then every project involves significant capital investment in terms of money, infrastructure, people, material, equipments, infrastructure, all of them. So it needs a funding and a formal approval from the organization and national and other, okay, the funding agency level. So that is the second phase. We call it as a project setup phase. And then every project go through a cyclic planning and implementation. Now, this planning and implementation, there are the multiple life cycle models are available. Okay, these are very important when you step into any industry. Okay, the life cycle types, we call them as a predictive or waterfall model, iterative or agile model, adaptive model. So following those specific development life cycle model, you need to plan the project or phase and then implement that phase. So this will go through anywhere, depending upon the duration of the project, almost 80% of the project cycle time. And then finally, the product will come up. That needs to be formally accepted. And then you need to go live and close the project. That is also very important because that's where you learn a lot from the project and then pass it on to the organization. So all through the life cycle, the project needs to be carefully monitored, and the deliverables need to be evaluated. And then you need to engage multiple stakeholders who held them accountable for their specific activity, deliverable or milestone, and spending. And then you continually learn and build organizational learning. So that is the life cycle approach. Okay, so this gives shows that the projects are very comprehensive, need to be managed meticulously from the beginning to the end, and adaptive depending upon the project what you are doing. Okay, you may be doing a drug development, or you may be doing an infrastructure development, or you may be doing a information technology or application or construction. Okay, anywhere. Okay, the project should be adapt according to the size, complexity, and the stakeholders' needs, wants, and expectations. Okay, so that's the second and third principle. And I move to fourth principle. Okay, now when we talk about project, we talk about at least 9 to 10 key parameters. Okay, you can identify, think about any simple project. Okay, a house building, or even to conduct a wedding, or to even go for a small excursion. Okay, you will see that multiple stakeholders are involved. Okay, at the end of it, every stakeholders expect something out of the project. So you need to carefully identify, analyze, and then okay, understand their needs, wants, expectations, concerns over the project, and then build it into it. And then you need to translate them into scope. Scope comes in the form of the final product and the work that needs to be done all through the project. Okay, when we talk about some of the big infrastructure projects, the scope and schedule will involve something like 30 to 50,000 activities spread over 1.5 to 4 years. So it's very, very important that needs to be specialized. Scope, schedule that talks about a timeline, overall duration, every week, every month, what is the roadmap we need to show. And then without resources, nothing will work. Okay, you need to plan your material, people, according to the skill set, roles, responsibilities, etc. And then you need money. Okay, and you need a lot of supply chain, procurement, contract elements. Then quality everywhere. Okay, quality of the product, quality of the work, on-time delivery, within budget, customer satisfaction, safety, all of them need to be taken into consideration. Since projects are temporary endeavors intended to generate a unique output, lot of uncertainties involved in every project. Okay, so you need to proactively identify risk and respond to them. Okay, so you will see these all elements needs to be tightly integrated and dynamically managed. Okay, so all of them need to be integrated, and you need to build a simulation, because any of these parameters you will see invariably affect all other parameters. So you need to bring it into a equilibrium or balance. So with that, you need to build a integrated plan and then drive it across the life cycle of the project. Okay, so that's how the whole project will go on. And then lastly on it, okay, the project should be well participative. Okay, so you will realize that most of the time, okay, this non-engagement of stakeholders, you can see some of the big projects. If you don't engage the stakeholders properly, unseen stakeholders, then towards the end, somebody will raise a flag. You will violate something, and then the project will come to a grinding halt. So according to their power, influence, authority, and the impact the project is going to create on them, and the involvement you need to engage, you need to do engage all the stakeholders. I've just given some clusters in this picture. If you count them, since sometimes it will go into thousands and millions, depending upon the project. Okay, at least you will find some 20 to 30 stakeholders in every small project. Think about, yes, a marriage occasion. You'll come across some hundreds of stakeholders. If one stakeholder you miss out, okay, they will feel very unsatisfied, dissatisfied about your project. Okay, so it's very, very important. The project needs to be participatory nature. So all these elements needs to be integrated, planned, updated, tracked, monitored, controlled, and finally you will deliver the solution. So that is the significance of project management. So I get you are getting some feel of what project management is. At this point of time, maybe I'll just give 1-2 minutes pause so that anyone, if you think you got some major doubt that interrupts your attention, please raise your hand, or you can also unmute yourself and then ask a question. We'll just take it for 2 or 3 minutes. So many of you have joined, and first time you would have come across one such presentation.
Yeah, any doubts from anyone? So you want to understand anything more, or you need any clarification on any point, you can ask. Okay, please raise your hand. If you are not able to unmute yourself, maybe we can do that. So you can put in chat as well.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Nobody knows, not yet.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. So now I'll come to the main topic. As Ratna said in the beginning, I'm just going to introduce this program to you now, and then I will ask my colleagues to take you all through a short simulation, a demo of each of the core module. We'll cover 3 modules during this the next 30 to 40 minutes demo time. And then we will continue further in terms of this program. Okay, so now if you look at it, this program, what we are talking about, okay, is this certified PMO associate. Okay, that is the title of the program, certified PMO associate. So this comes with 6 core modules. 6 core modules. The first module is project management concepts. Okay, this is based on an international standard published by Project Management Institute based at US, okay, which is one of the largest not-for-profit organization dedicated to project management, and their standard is accepted as American National Standard ANSI and IEEE standard for project management. So based on the latest edition of the standard, so we'll discuss talk about the first module, project management concepts and methodologies. And then all those concepts need to be applied. Okay, as I was telling you, the integration is very critical. So, okay, implement
Sir, we
Yeah.
lost your voice. I think yes, video is also struck. So
Yeah.
we'll
Just
join.
give us a minute. Maybe sir will rejoin again. There should be some interruption in the network. Yeah, maybe he will join again now.
Yeah.
Prashant, you would like to continue till Sir joins?
Yeah, I think I can.
Yeah.
Let me share my screen and I'll take this forward.
You will have to share the screen.
Yeah, I will. I'm doing it. Just do that. All right. So this is the slide which Sir was explaining now before he got dropped. So the concepts based on the Project Management Institute, which is also known as PMI, as Sir was introducing, it was largest non-profit organization in the world, which is dedicated to project management and program portfolio management competency. So they have an ANSI standard called Project Management Body of Knowledge, which is adapted and been implemented in majority of the multinational organizations across the globe. So they have some certifications, which Sir has also showed you earlier, like the program management, portfolio management, the certified associate in project management, agile certified practitioner. So all these certifications, what we have seen earlier, are offered by PMI. So this project management best practices, whatever we speak about or which we picked up from the project management body of knowledge, are to be implemented in all the organizations at an enterprise level using different software systems. So these software systems, a few of the systems which you can see on my screen here. So the widely used or widely adapted system is Microsoft Project or Project Online, which we already had a quick intro of. So that is what we will also see a demo on this part as well. Now, along with it, the another primarily or predominantly used project management system in core industries like construction, aerospace, oil and gas, is called as Primavera P6, which is a part of Oracle suite of project management solutions. So this Project Online and Microsoft Project enables the collaboration between team members or different resources, different people across the organization using a collaborative solution called SharePoint Online, which also will be part of our program and the demo. So when we go and manage all the projects, when we put the project management system in place and use the system for project planning, execution, and control, the performance of the project, how the project is being performed, how to track the project, how to make necessary changes and necessary updates to the project, how as we move forward. So those things and the performance of the project can be captured in the form of beautiful dashboards using analytics and a business intelligence package, which we call it as Power BI. This is also one of the widely implemented system which works seamlessly with the Microsoft suite of products. It's actually part of Microsoft 365 suite. It also can take data from the Primavera P6 and generate beautiful dashboards and reports for management or for the managers to have a look at it. And more importantly, in order to establish all these systems in place and the proper project management processes in place, we need business communication and the soft skills, so which also will be taken up as a part of our program. So these are the different dimensions that we have in the Certified PMO Associate program, which we are going to see in detail now. So first of all, before we move forward, I would like to quickly take you through this project online system, which is one of the key enablers of these best practices of project management uh, given by PMI. And these things will help us to implement those processes at our organization level. Now, all of us might have heard about the world moving towards cloud. So all the systems which were earlier used and deployed on the internal servers of the organizations, now they are actually moved to the cloud. So the project online, which is deployed on the cloud, needs to be configured and customized as per the business processes of the organization. And we have to go and deploy the solution at an organization level, custom configure and deploy. So quickly, I will take you to through the project online solution, which is an enterprise system. I would like to share my screen with you. All right. So this is the project online, which we just had a quick introduction of. And this sits as part of Microsoft 365 Cloud Suite. And this works along with the other applications of Microsoft 365, like Outlook, SharePoint, Planner, Tasks, to-do list. So all these different packages of Microsoft 365 can be collaborated, can be integrated with this system, and it works in conjunction with all the other packages. So let me go into the quick overview of this project online system. So predominantly, as we discussed, this entire system, when it comes out of box from Microsoft, will not have the out-of-box features that are suitable for an organization to adapt for their entire business process. So that is where consultants like us, we will go and understand the business process and tailor this system to work in conjunction with the business process of the organizations. So all the projects that are run in the organization, we put them in a single view that we call it as a project center as a part of the system. And you can see the list of all these projects that our organization is taking up, or it's an execution or they're completed. So whatever the status is, the projects will be kept centrally in this central system. And the next important thing that we would like to see is all the projects, when we want to deliver the work, deliver the project, we need resources from the organization to come and work on these projects. So these resources, who are generally earlier, they used to be part of Active Directory. And now, as we move to the cloud and project online system is hosted on cloud, these resources are centrally created in a resource pool, which is synced up with the organization's Active Directory. So all the resources in the organization are placed inside this resource center, which you can see on my screen. So these are all the different resources that are available to work in our organization on different projects. So when you go and create a project in the project online system, the resources will be pulled up from this central location and will be assigned to the different activities, so that if any other projects also are requiring these resources, that overlaps and conjunctions can be avoided. So this is completely, because the resources are sitting on the cloud in a centralized location, the collaboration between the resources is seamless, and everybody will be able to share and communicate with each other on a centralized system. So let me go and quickly show you how to create a project and how this system works or enables us to implement the project management best practices that we discussed about. So I'll go and create a new project. I will say that I'll go and select, these are the different types of projects which our organization does. So now I'm going to go and do a project which I call it as PMO establishment. So this PMO establishment type of project is what I'm trying to do. So I'll go and create a name for this project. Also, I'll say establish PMO establishment as the project name. And when I create this project and select a particular owner for the project, so it picks up from the list of all the resources that are available, who will be the owner and the manager for it. So I'll choose the owner, and then I'll create the system, the project. So once I create this project will be reflecting in the project center, which we have discussed earlier, the place where all the projects are centrally placed inside my organization. So when I go and click on the projects here, so you can see the project which I've just created will also be coming and showing up in the system. So when I go and click on this project, I will see there is an organization's business process. So how do we deliver as an organization? We need to deliver this project from starting to the end. So initiation, then you do the scope planning, analysis, business plan, development, testing, and finally launching and implementing the project. So every organization will have these different ways of delivering the work. Depending on the type of project they are working on, they'll have a different methodology which they have adapted to deliver the projects. So those methodology aligning to the best practices that we have adapted from the project management body of knowledge, we have to go and customize this system, to configure the system in such a way that the system enables the teams to deliver the projects in the methodology what they have adapted. So as you see, there is something called a workflow here, which will govern the work, how stage by stage, step by step, we are moving forward. And this workflow is completely should be customized and configured. Okay. So when I go and start discussing about these each stages, in each stage, there will be certain tasks that the project team should perform in order to take the project forward into the next phases. So for example, if you say initiation, there are certain things that we need to do. So like that, when we move forward, I'll show you something called business plan concept. So how am I going to move forward with the project? So this is a place where we need to build a complete schedule for the project. So I go and click on this schedule in the sections of that particular phase. And you can see there is already pre-built schedule template that is available. So similar kind of projects which the organization have earlier delivered based on their best practices, they have come out with certain set of activities and the order in which we perform these activities. So these can be enabled and simplified so that every time the team needs to create a new project, they don't create it from the scratch, but they will be using already existing information. So optimizing the time that is taken for planning the project and effectively implementing the best practices and learnings from the previous projects can be optimized to this extent. So all these customizations needs to be configured. So these will not be available out of box. So we need to understand the business process and tailor these different modules of this system to work as per the organization's requirements. Okay, so how to tailor these, how to configure the system to work with organizations' best practices, we will see that as a part of this program. So that is what we are going to learn as a part of this 6-month program, what we are speaking about. So now, in order to make necessary changes to the program, to the project schedule, I will go and open this project. So let me just check it in first so that it will be safely placed inside the server. And then I'll go and open this project using my desktop client called Project Professional. So this works seamlessly with the Project Online Cloud. So this is the desktop client called as Project Professional, which will be installed on the project manager's laptops or the desktops. So when we open the project, whatever we have created there, you can see the PMO establishment project over there. So same project has been created, will be shown, opened up and shown in this form of a proper schedule. So in order to build this schedule, we have different best practices and techniques that we need to apply to come out with this project schedule. So which we will learn in detail during the the 6-month program, and also the same kind of project management system which we spoke about, the Oracle's Primavera. So when we are seeing that part of the demo followed by this, so in that Primavera, we will see how to build this schedule in a proper way. So for now, because we already have the schedule built in and ready from the previous similar projects, what we have done and implemented as a good practice in our organization, I'm taking that and I'm moving forward. So now I'll go and go to my resource sheet and then try to bring in the resources from the central resource pool, what we have seen in the cloud-based project management, project online. So I'll go and click on.
Prashant, 1 second.
Yes.
Have you opened the client or not yet?
Sorry?
Have you opened the client?
Yes, I'm in client. Oh, you're not able to see the client.
Yes, yes.
I'm
yes.
so sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't
No problem. Yeah.
share the client. So this is the schedule what we're seeing in the cloud system. Now I opened this in the Project Professional, which is the client of Project Online cloud-based system. So the same project has been pulled here, and the same schedule which is being developed based on a template or the previous project's best practices. The same template is enabled for us to work from here onwards. So the initial work can be avoided by doing this kind of configuration. So I'll go to the resources place where I'll go and build the resources from my enterprise resource pool. So I'll go to the resources tab and then say add resources and build team from the enterprise. So this will open a window where all my enterprise resources are shown seamlessly. So creating these enterprise resources, assigning the licenses, managing, configuring the resources, defining the resource attributes. So all these are part of the configuration and customization that we need to do for this cloud-based system. Okay, so now I'll quickly add a few resources. I'll select few resources and then say add. So now I'm building a team for this current project using all the resources that are present in my organization. So I have about 37 resources present in my organization, as you see here. And from that, I have picked up about 7 resources to build my project team. So I'll click on OK, and you can see the resources are added up and along with the different attributes of the resources. So all these things are built from the enterprise resource pool. Now I'll go back to my schedule Gantt chart, and then I'll try to place these resources or assign these resources onto the tasks. So as of now, we have built the schedule, but there are nobody who is going to work on the task. So we are going to kind of give a responsibility for an individual resource in our organization, a person in our organization. We are assigning him to go and work on certain tasks. So I'll go and click on assign resources, and you can see there are the 2 tasks for which I'll assign Ratna, and there are a few other tasks which I will assign, let's say Samuel, and other tasks I can assign somebody, let's say Srinivas, and I'll assign. So once I assign it, you can see the names of the resources are tagged to that particular activities. So during the month of November 2020, during this time, Mr. Srinivasan should be working on so-and-so tasks. So during the month of September, Samuel will be working on this. In the month of August, Ratna will be working on this. So on this kind of information, who does what work at what time. So you can see how many hours the resource is working on which task during what time. So this kind of planning is required for effectively delivering the projects at any point of time. Okay, so the moment I assign resources and say I'll go and say publish this project back to the cloud project online. So you can see this is the progress on the status bar at the bottom. So publish is 0% complete as of now. So we'll have to wait for a couple of seconds for the publish to happen, and 100% it should be completed. So the moment the publish is completed, all the resources who are present in the project, who are assigned to particular tasks, will be notified with an email saying that you are supposed to work on so and so tasks during this time, and these are your assignments. So they'll get an email with a list of tasks that they need to work on during this course. So when the resource completes the task using logging into the cloud-based project online, they will simply go and say that these many hours I have worked on it, this task is completed, this is not completed, or there are any issues, they'll go and document those issues. So the project manager will be informed about these issues, and they can come out for a meeting and try to resolve the issues on that. So I'll go and check it in, and now I'll close my tenant and move back to my cloud-based project online. So you can see this is the project which I'm speaking about, the PMO establishment project which we just created. Now, if you go and observe in the schedule, now the resources, whatever we have assigned in the professional tenant are already assigned here. And every resource will be intimated, and they will get the list of tasks on what they're working on, and they'll be reporting back saying that this much I have completed and this I have not completed. Okay, so if at all, if they find any issues, so we also have to configure and make some registers and lists that are available for the project team to document the issues and changes, upload the documents. So these are all built on SharePoint Online, which is also one of the products in the suite of Project Online ecosystem. So this is also going to be one of our modules in the program, the 6-month program, certification program, what we are going to discuss. So I'll go and click on issues and risks, and you can see there is one particular risk that is active, which we have already added. So similarly, if any issues are there, the team will go and try to add the issues into the system. All right. So every project, when we create a project in this project online system, it will have a site which we need to configure and customize the site as per the requirements of the organization and their business process. So what are the important metrics that they want to track? How many tasks are going late? How many tasks got delayed? How many got finished? So when is the last change that has happened? What is the health of the project? So these are all the different customizations and configurations as we need to do as PMO consultants when we are deploying solutions for the customers or for the organizations. So all this data, when the resources report the progress, all these will be dynamically updated. And this, using this particular data, we'll go and build beautiful dashboards using a analytics software or a business intelligence software called Power BI, which we will see it at a later point of time. So as we discussed, this is the Microsoft suite of products which collaboratively together builds this powerful project management information system hosted on cloud and can be accessed from anywhere. So in the similar lines, we also have a project management information system from Oracle platform. So that is called Primavera Basics. So I will also would like you to see how Primavera works. The same things what we have done as a part of Microsoft ecosystem, we can see in the Oracle ecosystem. So Oracle products are more adapted by manufacturing, oil and gas, aerospace, engineering kind of organizations, kind of projects for their huge works. So many of us might have seen the flyer of this program also. So we see a gentleman out there on the front flyer. So he is Samuel, is one of our senior consultants. So I would like to invite him, and you can see him on the video as well. So he will take us through the Oracle Primavera Basic system and show us how we need to apply these project management best practices using Oracle Primavera as well. Okay, Sam, over to you.
Yes. Good evening, all. Thank you, Prashant. It's a great information so far. Okay, I'll share my screen. All right. So as he was mentioning about the Primavera, it is also a scheduling tool, similar kind of Microsoft project. And in fact, it's a very robust tool. And most of the core domain industries like oil and natural gas, construction, aerospace, companies like they across the globe, they'll use Primavera, because clients' expectations will be like they wanted to see a overall project management plan that has built using Primavera. So most of the companies they prefer Primavera because it comes with a database. Okay, so the tool itself comes with the database. We need to configure and perform it. And I'll show you how to create a project using Primavera. So this is the home screen of the software. And so if you go to file and start creating the project, okay, so it will ask us to pick up the section of the project, so which belongs to which department. Okay, and I'll try to give some sample data here as a project title. Okay, PMO program. All right, and we can basically, when we create any project, see each project will have a specific start dates, right? So we need to pick up the start date of the project when we create and name of the project, so that that can be created here in the project center. So this is the overall projects across the organization. So currently I just created project called PMO program. So that has been created here. In order to go and see the data, so we need to go to activities. So now as an engineer, so our client's expectation is to create all the activities that has been performing under this project. So we need to create all the task list and give the necessary inputs. So in order to bring the data to create here, I can use the add button to create line items. And also we can import some of the Excel data also. We can import from the Excel, so which has been already created. Okay, so I have a sample data which is been created in MS Excel. So we can bring that data directly to this software. Okay, so I'll enable these features to get the data to the Primavera. So we need to import it to the existing project, PMO, and say finish, so that all the predefined data will be copied and pasted over the project. So like he has scheduled he has a schedule, inbuilt schedule, right? So Prashant has showed us. So here similarly, I am bringing the data from the existing Excel spreadsheet. And when we talk about a project, it needs a specific timeline. When are we starting the project? When are we finishing the project? Based on the client's calendar, okay, organization's calendar. So we need to go through the calendars. Calendar plays a very important role when we develop a schedule using Primavera, and as well as any scheduling tools. Okay, calendar is very important. So where we need to document all the holidays and work weeks. Is it a 5-day work week calendar, or 6 days work week, or some of the construction companies, they'll work 24/7, okay, using some shifts and all. So we need to specify the calendar before going to the data. Okay, so we can assign calendar to this project and then bring the activities. All right, and see projects will have a big data. So in order to simplify the data, so we need to break down the data into a smaller molecules, that we call it as work breakdown structure. So we need to create that WBS using the life cycle model. So we have this work breakdown here. So I can just simply I'll create like project management as a one WBS, and I'll go and say procurement. One more thing, construction, maybe a civil execution. because if you are into a civil construction project, I can use this quickly. So all the three elements will be in the same line. So I'll come back to the activities, and whatever that what we have created so far will be there under the activities list. I have these three major elements. So I'll distribute the work according to the line item. Okay, I can copy these 4 activities. I'll say these 4 belongs to project management. As part of project management, I perform those 4 activities. I'll pick up the other activities, procurement. Okay, and I'll go and specify, because these are all project management best practices. And when we talk about project management plan, it should have a details of it. Okay, so these tools will help you to distribute the work and create these kind of structures, layouts, and to present it. Okay, so this is very important activity when we are scheduling any project. Okay, so I can just have this kind of structure. So I have now 3 levels here: project management, and then procurement, and the civil execution. Okay, like that, based on the size of the project, we will elaborate the data to create. Okay, and then once we bring this kind of structure, now we need to go and sequence your activities. Okay, we need to tell the tool that the flow of the tasks. Okay, which activity should start first, and what is the successor task, what is the successor task, so that when we assign this kind of relationships, finally we will get a network diagram. I'll show you once we create the plan. I'll open and show you to you the overall output of the plan. See here on your right hand side, when we connect all the activities, we will get this type of schedule network diagram. So we call this as a schedule network diagram. Your entire project management plan can be seen using this diagram, so which will have a strict timelines. And when we assign resources to this plan, so we will get the responsibility on which activity who is working, and how many hours he is working, and what is the overall duration of the task. So these things are all our management will expect us to create and show it to them. Okay, during project management review meetings, so we will present the plan to them. So this layout, we call it as Gantt chart view. So tomorrow, wherever you go to any organization, as a project coordinator or project manager, they'll ask you, okay, can you prepare a Gantt chart? Your overall project management plan can be presented in the Gantt chart. So we will be able to do it and present it. So based on the plan that we create, we will go and perform the activities on the site. Okay, it can be an IT project, it can be any domain. As a engineer, we need to know how to create these kind of plans, and we need to talk with the cross-functional teams. Okay, get the input and create the project management plan. I would say it is an integrated project management plan, because when we assign resources, we will get the resources, and according to the resources, we also get the costing to the project. Okay, so if you see here, I have already assigned resources under it. See, these are my resources working on this particular activity, and according to their own maybe the payment structure, the cost will get calculated to the tool. So this is the integrated project management tool, which integrates all the functionalities, and project give you a final data. Okay, and here, as he was also telling, risks and issues. Risks is also equally important to identify before executing the plan. Any project management plan should have a risk register. So we need to start creating the risks here. So in the project under, so if you select, so we will get the risk window where we can go and add risks. See, I have already given a risk, a delay of equipment delivery due to COVID. See, this is the current situation, right? So if you place something, we will get it late. Okay, these kind of situations we need to foresee it, anticipate it, and put it, and we need to take necessary actions how to reduce the risk of it. Okay, so these kind of risks and issues can be created using Primavera. I'll go back to my project. Okay, and the data. So see, finally, once we give all the inputs to it, we call it as integrated project management plan. Okay, and then we will freeze the plan and we'll get it approved by the senior management and take the same plan to the execution. So from so and so date, whatever the date you selected, so from that date onwards, you go to the site and start performing your activities. So this is what the thought overall functionality of Primavera, and a lot of other reports or views you can do. We can actually go through it. So I'll show you activity usage spreadsheet. Okay, and in the bottom layout, on the top we have our Gantt chart, right? All your activities, durations, responsibility. The bottom of your screen, we can see, okay, each activity in detail. Okay, this is your task, the duration, and on your right hand side, if you minimize or maximize, adjust your screen, which resource working how many hours on what date. That kind of information is very crucial when we are scheduling any projects. Okay, when we are doing projects, this kind of information is vital. So because we need to, since we as a project managers, we need to manage everything. So which person working at what time, how many hours is working, okay, what is his one a full week output, what are the deliverables achieved by each team. These are all very important to document as a project manager. All right, so these kind of tools help us to document everything and put it across, okay, in a single window. So if you use Primavera, we can document all your activities, your risks and issues and responsibilities, costing. All right, and as we start updating, we will get the variances, other things. Okay, we thought of completing this project in 3 months. Okay, today the current scenario is, okay, it is getting delayed by 1 month. Such kind of analysis we will get to know. Okay, in order to do that, so we need to understand the tool properly and start implementing the concept, as our directors are as explained, right? Initially we started with the project management concept that has to be implemented using these kind of tools. Okay, and once we implement everything and end-to-end planning and all, so during the monitoring and control, as he was telling, we have a analytics. Okay, so where we call it as business intelligence reports. Okay, so we need to set some of the expectations, and all the reports will be generated through that analytics. We call it as Power BI. I guess Prashant will take over now, and
all right, thank you.
Yeah, this is overall Primavera, the functionality of Primavera.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So now we have seen the application of these best practices of PMO, project management body of knowledge, both in Microsoft suite of products and Primavera, Oracle's Primavera P6. Now, as we already discussed, the project management, what we did, and all the project related data and the updates to the project. So whatever we have done in using this project management information system, if we take the data into business intelligence software to build interactive dashboards, vibrant interactive dashboards, we will see how that works in Microsoft's Power BI. So I'll hand over to Stephen. I'll invite my senior consultant, Stephen, to take over and take you through the Power BI.
Hi everyone, good evening. Yeah, thank you. So this subject will be an interesting topic. So give me a second. Yeah. So we'll be focusing on Power BI. So Power BI is nothing but your data analysis and reporting tool. That is nothing but your business intelligence tool. So in this course, we'll be focusing on mainly the components of Power BI. What are the components that are there in the Power BI, and coming to the parts of Power BI. That is nothing but your Power BI website or service and Power BI mobile apps. And we'll touch base what basic concepts of data analysis and business intelligence, and what are the best practices of the data analysis, and what are the best practices of business intelligence tool. And also we'll be focusing on the architecture of the Power BI, Microsoft Power BI, and the service of Microsoft Power BI. And also we'll be focusing on main workflow of the Power BI. So how do we get the data from different sources? So getting the data from, so Microsoft has given a few lots of data sources. Those are maybe 100 plus data sources are there. So how do we connect to the data? Let it be your Excel, let it be your SQL server or Oracle server or anything. And how do we get the data into the Power BI desktop? And we'll be focusing on the modeling the data again. So how do we transform the data? So using all the relationships and all the data model best practices, that is nothing but your star schemas and all the snowflake schemas. And we'll be focusing on next developing the report part, excuse me, reports. So we'll be looking at how to use the visualizations and what visualizations to be used when we are presenting it to the management or higher authorities. And in the development process, we'll see how to use the slicers and filters. And as well as once the development part is done, how to publish the reports to the Power BI service, and how to collaborate on it, and how to view, how to give a dashboards on the reports as well. So coming to, so going back to the project online data. So we have seen that a lot of data have been shared with you by Prashant and Samuel as well. So for that data, it's a lot of data. So no higher authorities or higher senior managers will come and see those schedules and all those things. So for that purpose only, we are using the business intelligence tool. So what business intelligence tool does is it'll give you an overall or bird's eye view of your project. So if you can see my dashboard here, it is coming from project online data. So this is the overall project data. So here you can see what are the count of projects and what is the cost of the projects and all those things here itself. We don't need to go into the project online tool and then go into the project and clicking all those things. It is not for the senior management. So that's the reason we develop a proper dashboard and give it to the senior management or the excuse me, or the higher managements to view the reports. So these are the few dashboards that we have developed from project online data. So you can see we'll be focusing on this, and we'll throughout this course, the PMO course, we'll be guiding you how to develop the reports and dashboards in the particular way. Okay. And coming back to the, so I'll just take 1 minute of the time. 1 second. Yeah. So I'll just get the data into the Power BI desktop and just build a table and then show you how to publish it. So this is nothing but your client, Power BI client, where we develop all the reports and develop all the data models like star schema, as I told you. So for that, get the data into the Power BI desktop, we just need to select get data, and I'll just choose a random data source. So I'll be using one of my file. And once I select that file, it'll give you a open up a navigator toolbox. So there you can select all your sheets, Excel sheets. So I'll just select 2 Excel sheets and just say load the data. Once I said click on load the data, it'll automatically get the data into the Power BI desktop. It's just loading. Once the load is complete, it'll show you in the field section. Give a second. Yeah, you can see your whatever sheets we have selected. It is showing up here. I'll just create a table here. You can see my data. It's just a random table, and then now I'll just publish it to the Power BI service where we can collaborate on the report. Okay. I'm saving it. I'm publishing it to the Power BI service now. It says publishing to Power BI and success. I'll just go to my Power BI website. And you can see that whatever I have published, you can see it in the Power BI website. So I'll just click on it and you can view the data here. Okay. So this way we can easily interact and collaborate, share this report to higher management or any other executive in the company, so that everyone can share on the report, and this report will give you a holistic view of the projects that are going in the background. Yeah, so this will be the flow of this Power BI. So I'll hand it over to Prashant again. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Stephen. So now we have seen end-to-end how to manage the project using the project management information system and the Power BI in order to build the reports and dashboards to communicate effectively with the management and different stakeholders of the project. So how does this program help us in building the enterprise project management system for various organizations by configuring and customizing it? And how this program will build the capability within us to implement and build these beautiful project management systems is what we are going to look at. And I will hand it over to Srinivasan sir for taking us through the program details.
Thank you, Prashant.
Thank you, sir.
I'm sorry, I got disconnected due to some internet issues. Now, Prashant, do you see my screen?
Yes, sir, we are able to see your screen.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so let me just give an overview of the overall program, the 6 months program. I'll quickly run through it so that you will have some good time for you to handle the Q&A. The vision of the program is to train fresh engineering and management graduates on project management concepts, the different methodologies, and the state-of-art software solutions, and who will be industry-ready engineers and managers. Okay, that's very, very important. You all had a long hard work in terms of your academics, but the industry data shows that not even 5% of the engineers and MBA grads are ready to work on it within a company. So companies are spending about 3 to 6 months in IT sector and about 12 to 18 months in core sector to build them ready to be employable. Now this program is going to bridge that gap so that if companies looks for that, we don't have that much of time, we want someone who are trained, who can adapt to our systems quickly. So this program is going to help. Now, in order to facilitate that, this program is tightly integrated with the on-the-job training. okay, in terms of development, consulting, and other areas. Now, who are the people who can apply for it? Okay, so any fresher or people between 0 to 3 years experience can apply for it, because our delivery mechanism and other hand holding is tailored to it. Since this is a little niche program, it's very important you must have a minimum of 60% the score in your graduate program. And if you are sponsored by any company, we welcome, because they can reduce a lot of their training cost by enrolling them into this program. And the participants should have a good attitude and aptitude to lead and manage, okay, organizations, projects, and teams going forward. In case, let's say, I'm very core in terms of my programming, or I want to specialize in architecture, design, okay, so then this program may not be suitable to you. This is for future leaders and managers. Okay, so, but you don't need to worry about, I don't have a communication that much. Those things comes with experience, and we are going to nurture you in that. What is important is your zeal for taking up such responsibilities. Next, how do we admit you into the program? As I was telling you before, a 60% minimum cutoff, and then we will conduct one-on-one interviews with each of you, and then we will be inducted after the payment of the required fees. And this program will be tightly integrated with a lot of hands-on work in terms of exercise. You have seen already how to work with Microsoft Project Online, Primavera. So all those things you need to work hands-on from month 2 onwards. Okay, so you have to bring your own laptops, but we will kind of give you a legitimate software solutions. Okay, we will enroll it to our program, and then you can work on it. But the basic laptop is essential. What are the key advantages? Okay, as I was showing you in the opening slide, the top 5 project management concepts and tools you will learn here. And this program will also entitle you to write one international certification called CAPM, Certified Associate in Project Management, conducted by PMI US. Okay, so you can enroll for that. There is a fee to be paid in US dollars, which you can pay. And then as you complete our program, you can also gain an international degree in project management. And then obviously you will gain an edge in terms of your employment through this additional credential and experience. Your quality of work, participation in project teams, deliverables, outcome, everything will show an edge when you go through this particular program. And you will surely see these things goes beyond your academic degree. Okay, you'll say a level above compared to your peers. And not just on the technology skills, management skills, but also you will be taught in terms of leadership, interpersonal and soft skills and communication. So these are some of the key takeaways from this program. Which industries you can work on? I can tell you, you don't need to go through individually. Any company who is engaged in project activities, okay, you can step into it, be it from real estate, construction, infrastructure, logistics, IT, pharma, healthcare, government. Okay, everywhere you will find application of project management. What are the roles that you can perform after going through this program? If you are into construction, infrastructure, there is a very core role called a planning engineer or a professional scheduling expert, project coordinator, site coordinator. This could be the roles. Okay, if you are getting into an IT industry in terms of, let's say, any project team member, And then going forward, a project lead, module lead, project manager, all along this will be helpful. If you are getting into a consulting organization like PwC, Accenture, McKinsey, Capgemini, okay, so you will go as a process consultant or PMO consultant, okay, or if you are getting into a PMO, you can be a PMO administrator, coordinator. So these are all the different roles that you can expect after this particular program. What is the structure of the program? Okay, before that, okay, you begin here as an engineer or team member. Okay, when you begin your career, this is a kind of a career map that it will lead you. Okay, 3 years from down the line, you become a module leader, or if it is in a core sector, assistant manager, then a project leader, then project manager, then program manager, then head of a business unit or a critical account, delivery head, okay, then business unit account, and then finally any CXO. It could be a COO, CIO, CEO, or managing director. Now, as I was telling you before, it will lead you right during the 6 months. You can go for this international certification, CAPM. Okay, 3 to 4 years down the line, you can go for professional certification in project management. Then another 5 years down the line, you can go for program management professional. Another 5 years down the line, you can go for this portfolio management, which is typically a strategic layer. So for all those things, this program will be a foundation for you. So if you look at it, if I want to compare with some of the iconic figures like Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, okay, the Metro Mr. Sridharan, okay, these are all the people or role models for us to look at how they began their career as a basic project engineer or a scientist, and then they move on through that. Okay, so what I'm talking about is not just Indian, I mean, domestic roles. These are all the international roles that you can play. So that's the roadmap. And these are the 6 modules. You have seen it already. Now you can relate it very easily. The first module is the project management concepts and methodologies in alignment with the PMI project management body of knowledge. Second is the project online, which Prashant gave you the demo. And then third, the Primavera, which Samuel gave you the demo. And then the Microsoft Power BI, Stephen gave you the demo. And the SharePoint collaboration, where you will be taught to configure, customize those solutions, okay, using Microsoft suite of applications. So all through that, the parallel track will be your business communication and soft skills. Okay, so these are the core modules. And right in the very first month, you'll be given a login into the Office 365. And then we will, as Prashant was showing you, the project repository. So there, we will give you a specific login, and the projects, what you are creating, the documents that you create, the lessons that you learn, the risks that you have foreseen. We'll expect you to carefully record all the journal of entry of all the activities. So tomorrow, when you go for an interview, you can just log in and show that how you have done this program over a period of 6 months, and then you are industry ready for the company. Okay, so that is what we say, a project management laboratory practice. So you will be given, okay, the license and hands-on, and you will be independent by the time you complete this 6 months program. How the logistics will look like? When we enroll the program, we'll give you an employee ID with the title PMO Associate Trainee. Okay, this will have for about 6 months. The program will be fully virtual, and all trainings will be delivered through live virtual sessions. And only you as a batch will be eligible to participate. And then all those who gave demo will be your faculties, including me. Each of us will handle one module as a owner. And you all will be given licenses of Microsoft suite of products. So you can experiment, learn, and then become independent. So you'll be given a mailbox, Microsoft productivity tools like Word, PowerPoint, Project Professional, email, Outlook, all of them will be given to you, okay, in the very first month when you complete the enrollment. And in the first 3 months, all the 6 modules will be completed. And the next 3 months will be treated as an internship. So you all have to pick up a project, okay, in different domain. Suppose if you are a pharmacy graduate, you have to take up a pharmaceutical project. If you are a civil or mechanical, you can take up a manufacturing or construction project. And then you have to do step by step. Okay, build a Microsoft project plan, build a Primavera project plan, build a collaboration, build a Power BI. All those things from what you have learned in the first 3 months, okay, you need to demonstrate it in the next 3 months and then come up with a final report. At every stage, you will be given a careful mentoring, and then you will be measured in terms of test and the other evaluation mechanisms. And you can see how you are growing within these next 3 months. And at the end of those third, fourth, fifth, and sixth months, we will start giving you to work on some of the real-time projects. Okay, some of the consulting project that we do, you will be assigned a task, ask you to do, help the consultants, so that will go on. And also, with any of our clients, if the requirement comes up, okay, so we will start looking out for you opportunities, and you are also free to start applying for organizations. Okay, we will give a proper reference based on your performance and other things. In case at the end of 6 months, okay, if you are not placed, okay, you will continue to work in the role of Proventures Consulting for the next 6 months, and we will start paying you a stipend of 5,000 per month. Okay, we'll give you back for the next 6 months. So you will be on our roles, working on our real-time projects, delivering your deliverables, participating in the reviews like a normal employee, and you will be paid a stipend of 5,000. We will continue to explore your placement opportunities. Suppose if we get a project on an on-site consulting within India or outside, okay, we will start asking you to work on it, because these days most of the projects are done through cloud. So you will start working on the real-time projects. At the end of 12 months, we'll give you a full 1-year experience. Okay, and so it is not just a training participation. You will be working on our roles for 12 months. So we anticipate, okay, the entire batch will be placed at the end of 12 months. Okay, so that is the assistance that we are attempting. So just to put it in the timeline, first 3 months, the virtual classroom trainings of those 6 modules, and the next 3 months is the internship. And this gives you the complete Gantt chart. Month 1, the project management concepts and methodologies. Okay, after with an overlap, we will start with Microsoft Project Professional, and then we'll continue with Oracle Primavera, and then the collaboration module, what Prashant showed, SharePoint and Project Online, and then the Power BI. So this will be the October, November, December, okay, timeline. The business and communication and soft skills will continue all through the period. And the next 3 months will be your project work. Each of you have to select a project and then start applying all that you have done. Okay, so during this learning period only, we will also start doing some exercises. Okay, so at the end of 6 months, you will be fully ready with your report. Okay, not just a Word document and some pictures and PowerPoints. You will have a live application and model of the project to demonstrate whomsoever, okay, is your prospective employer, or for our own, okay, captive requirements. Okay, so I'm coming to the close end of the discussion and the demo. The program investment, I won't call it as a fee. Okay, it is an investment. Okay, is 75,000 for the entire 6 months. Okay, with a complete employee level participation plus 18% GST. So this can be paid full. If so, you will get a discount of 5,000 rupees, or you can pay in 3 installments of 25K plus applicable GST. So this is the overall program investment that you need to commit. Okay, so I would compare it very much like a short-term MBA for freshers. Okay, this is how you need to look at it. Okay, a simple a postgraduate program, postgraduate diploma program in project management with completely industry orientation, with application software, hands-on, but at the same time, enrollment as a 1-year experience in a consulting organization. So we have started this organization about 14 plus years back. So we have a strong market presence among various companies. So anyone, if you say that I have come out of Proventures, I'll tell you there is a value in the market. Okay, not only in South India, but also in the North India. And of course, abroad, you have to demonstrate your credential. Okay, so that's a part of it. The batch size, since we are also going to work on mentoring, placement, giving you back the stipend from 6 months to 12 months, and then giving a close coaching. So we don't want to go for a big commercial batch. Okay, the batch size is going to be limited to just 10 numbers. Okay, which will be carefully screened and looking at your attitude, aptitude, the percentage of mark, future roadmap of your own career, what you are visualizing, all these things will be considered. But don't think that for which I have to come from a very sophisticated background. It is not like that. Most of our employees came from a very, very humble background, from village background, and they are all now pretty international level consultants who work in various national, international projects. Okay, this is how we mold our people. Most of our employees joined as freshers, and today, okay, you will see them as very, very seasoned consultants. In fact, I can tell you with all humility, anyone who leave our organization, generally they go out with 2x or 3x salaries. Suppose if you are paying them, let's say 25,000, when they go out to other companies, they typically reach out to big companies, very big companies, and then go with some 50K, 60K, 75K salaries. Okay, even with the 2-3 years of experience, they go in that kind of role and salary levels. Okay, so that's the overview. Now we have about 20 minutes now. Prepare your question, be clear what you want to hear. And then as we answer each question, some of others' questions also will get answered. So you ask unique questions. You can type your questions on the chat box, or you can unmute and ask. There are too many questions, and then our Ratna will regulate it one by one. Those who have asked first will be given a first preference. Like that, she will sequence it, and then any one of us, me or Prashant or Sam or Stephen or Ratna herself, will answer your questions. Okay, I will now pass it on to Madam Ratna to handle the Q&A session. Thank you so much for watching, listening, and understanding. Please be participative. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, sir. So now we have come to the most interesting part, that's the Q&A session. So now I request all of you to ask questions if you have any doubts or any clarification on this front. Sir, we have the first question from Mr. Deepak Sharma. So he has asked the difference. What is the difference between PMP certified by PMI and this course PMO?
Okay, very good question. I can compare your question with the two credentials, one called Certified Associate in Project Management, which covers only the first module that we are talking about, project management concepts and methodologies. So by default, okay, the training required for CAPM will be covered in module 1. So if necessary, you can, in the second month itself, you can apply for the international certification offered by PMI, and you can complete it within the 6 months itself. Okay. When it comes to PMP, okay, for which you need to give a 3 years of project management experience, okay, in terms of directing and managing projects. So typically that experience comes up around minimum experience should be around 4 to 6 years. So when you reach out in your experience around 4 to 6 years, again, all the trainings that we are given will satisfy the mandatory credits required to appear for PMP. So at that point of time, you don't need to go through one more training. You can directly become eligible. You can enroll for PMP and upgrade it yourself if you have already got a CAPM. Otherwise, you can directly go for PMP. Okay, it's a very, very relevant question that is applicable to everyone. And that is how this program can be compared with the CAPM and PMP.
All right. Thank you, sir. Hope this question is answered, Mr. Deepak. Sir, we have the next question from Mr. Suresh. So how many hours per day a fresh engineer will be trained during the 6 months?
Beautiful, wonderful question. Okay, so roughly we expect 3 hours a day, 3 hours a day, 2 or 3 days per week. Okay, we are currently designing the course calendar. So it will be, okay, 3 days a week, 3 hours a day. So that means roughly you can say 8 to 10 hours per week over a period of 24 weeks. Okay, 6 months into 3 days. I'm sorry, 3 months. Okay, that is how the course will be, and we are trying to structure it between 2:30 to 5:30. Okay, so that morning you can complete your university college. One, if you are in the final year of your engineering or management degree, if you have completed your program, then this will be a very good one. That's how we plan to structure it. It won't be too heavy. So the classes will be 3 days a week and 2.5 to 3 hours. Okay, so that means maximum 10 hours per week. Okay, that will be the contact sessions. More or less the same thing will be the internship. Okay, so it will be very flexible. If you are in the final year also, you can go through it. But if you are already going through final year, we want you to inform this to your college so that, okay, it will be easy for you to adjust, okay, your internal project or other sessions with this session.
All right. Thank you, sir. Mr. Suresh, if you have any further doubts, you can type. I hope the question is answered. So any further questions from anyone? So you can ask about the program, the course modules, what you have seen, or about the career map, what you have seen. So as a fresher, so when you start getting into project management, what would be your role or anything you can start with? Okay, while we take the questions, I also would like to intimate we have given the feedback form link in the chat. So as Sir told in the beginning, we will be processing your certificate, participation certificate for the webinar. So please fill up the feedback and submit. So the link is given in the chat. So once you click the link, it will take you through the feedback form page. Any further questions from anyone? Any doubts you have? Any clarification you can ask?
Hello,
Yes,
sir. I'm
Yes.
Deepak Sharma,
yes, sir.
and I'm working for Hyderabad Metro right now as a team leader. Okay, I have a more than 8-year experience in railway rolling stock sector. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, my question is this now in the end of this year, this PMI 6th edition of PO book na body
Yes.
of knowledge.
Yes.
This will end in this December 31st. Okay.
Correct.
So PMP will come with the new edition.
Yes.
Then, sir, what is the difference with your course? I didn't understand actually this with the new thing in your course with this PMP.
Very good. Very good. Good question. This course will be designed in alignment with the new curriculum, number one, so that anyone who takes this course will be kind of even after 4 years also, they will be able to take up PMI certification, number one. Okay. Second, as Proventures, we are already certified by PMI as an authorized training partner, ATP, and our training consultants are also approved by PMI to take up this course module. It also will be aligned with the PMBOK 6th edition, which is the current latest edition. So that is how this will be.
Okay, sir. Sir, can you share some more details about this like your course to my mail ID?
Yes, we will send you once you fill up the feedback form.
I already done, sir.
Yes, we'll send that the brochure, and then later you can even have a one-on-one call with Ratna to clarify more doubts and all.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful session, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Deepak.
All right.
Any fresher, I would like you to unmute and speak so that we'll see your level of, your understanding, your reactions and all. You may not have a question, but you can basically express your remarks, feedback, comments, if any. I would like to give an opportunity to one engineering graduate and maybe one management graduate. What do you think about this program? Do you have any concerns about it, etc.? Anything is okay. You don't mind. You can, if it is good, you can say good. If it is bad, you can say bad. We would like to hear from you as a student from what you have listened.
Yeah. Anybody from engineering background?
So looks like you're all very, very obedient, faithful, quiet students, sincere students. Nobody is willing to step out and then ask any questions.
Jinal, anything you'd like to share? So I think Jinal is from Charuset. So.
Okay, okay. All right,
sir.
now.
Good evening.
Yes. Yeah.
This is actually a good program in this pandemic COVID-19 because we all the students are we all facilitate with this program. We have got through all these things and this is a great program and a great webinar. So this is what I want to tell.
All right. Where are you calling from, Monica?
Sir,
You're
pardon,
calling
please.
from which place you are calling?
I'm calling from Andhra Pradesh state, sir.
All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. We would like to share this moment with all your faces. Whoever is able to switch on your video, so maybe you can switch it on now. We would like to take with all of you as a group pic that we can share it in your Facebook or LinkedIn. That is something whoever is able to do it, you can share. I'm not making it as a compulsory, but those who would like to share, you can share your faces.
Yeah. So thank you for joining. So you can you can start the camera. There is an option called start video. So once you click, your video will be enabled. Maybe we can take a group pic. Yeah.
All right, good. I see a lot of faces. Yeah, David. And then I could say Abdul Samad. Who else? Thank you.
Venu's friend, Sheikh Mahbub, is here, sir.
Oh, okay, wow, thank you. Thank you so much.
From Saudi.
All right, good, excellent. Okay. I don't know, Ratna or Prashant, you people can navigate through all of them, and then you can take a pic. And then as you do it, please open the chat and then complete your feedback. You all will be given a small participation certificate in this webinar. And then we will encourage you to, if you find it useful to learn something about project management, something about tools, please share it with your friends. We might run this webinar another 2 or 3 weeks, okay, on next Sunday and subsequent Sunday, so that we cover as many people as possible. Not really expecting you to enroll into the program, but primarily to create an awareness about the emerging, the project management and the software solutions related to that. So that's how your participation will be useful, and you'll receive a certificate. And I believe even just these 2 hours of your participation will help you to understand and then connect with what you are doing and what you will expect you to do, okay, when you go into your job. Thank you. And over to Ratna.
Yes.
Shall we ask some of our invited guests? I think I could see Abdul Samad there. He is from Chennai, and he's a person, a veteran in the industry, come out of like a complex chemical and manufacturing company. Abdul, what's your feedback about this program that may be useful for the students who are participating? Can you make it little concise in about 60 seconds? Sorry to give you very limited time.
First of all, thanks for giving me an invite, which is an excellent eye-opener. Colleagues, upcoming students, I would say, no, actually, most of the projects, no, is miserably failed. I was thinking Mr. Srinivasan sir will be showing, so now what are the failure rate of the project. Probably he will, I request him to include, to give what you call, no, the importance of the project management. So this is a very upcoming field, and in fact, it was too late for me, but it's a wonderful concept. and it is the right time. So I think I encourage every one of you to take a positive look and reap the benefit out of this program. So thank you, sir, for your special invitation.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Samad.
All right. So
Yeah, one last note. Suppose if any of you who participate, if you think 75,000, okay, is a big money, okay, so you need to evaluate, okay, taking 1 year of working experience, internship, the state-of-art management practices. So even if you join any tier 2 or tier 3 MBA courses, it will cost you minimum 4 to 6 lakhs. Okay. So compared to that, this is highly industry oriented program. So maybe you can reach out to any of your mentors or somebody, okay, a possible scholarship or assistance from somebody, okay, who is working in corporate, explain them about this program. Because we started this in a pilot mode 1 year back, and with one friend of mine, he was referring, okay, I have a boy in Karnool from a very, very poor background. He's trying for the last couple of years, attending a lot of IT courses, but he's not able to get any breakthrough. Can you take him through a little long-term project management exposure so that he can find a job? Okay, I'll tell you, 6 months we have asked him to join this, and that his mentor sponsored it for that boy. And in fact, today in this 40-member list, he is there attending, okay, this webinar as a PMO consultant. Okay, he went through the 6 months program, and we absorbed him as a PMO consultant, and he is developing a lot of nice plugins on Project Online, and he's a very successful professional now. Okay, when he joined, he won't even open his mouth, but now he's able to give even a demo of the product that he has developed for himself. Okay, this is just my concluding note. Thank you so much. Ratna, over to you. So you can give a thanking note and then close the program.
Yeah. Once again, I thank you all for joining the session. So we could see many people, you joined either through LinkedIn or through your friends and family reference, or all circulated by your college. So, and I hope this webinar has given you a fair idea what project management is all about, because many a times freshers think that project management is not their area to step in to begin with. So, but I'm sure now after this webinar, you can start thinking that you will be a potential candidate for any project management team in any vertical as such. So we will also, this webinar is on live, and it will be uploaded in Proventures Facebook page and also the YouTube page. So you can click and see, maybe when time permits, you can also go through the contents once again and reach out to us if you need any further clarification or any one-on-one kind of mentoring or information which we could provide. So you can have better clarity, or if any of your your parents or anybody from your college wants to reach out to us, we are open. We can have a kind of coordination or interaction with them to give a clear picture about this program, right? So thank you so much for joining, and maybe we will also get back to you with the next similar session when we finalize the date and schedule. So maybe you can inform your friends and you can join once again to have a better picture of this, right? So if you do not have any further questions, and if you have already given the feedback, then we are good to close.
Thank you. Thank you, all of you. And yeah. Good night and bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the time. I thank all my colleagues as well for the presentation and demo part. So thank you all and have a good evening.